Testing 1 2 1 2.
Test.
Let's pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. We are testing out a new speaker system. This is actually a microphone. It looks kind of strange, but it's actually a microphone because everyone's expecting that black cover over it. But this is the latest JBL Encore. So the speaker is actually very small. It's the size of our chest. Ooh, this just ran away. Okay. Ooh, sorry. The speaker was made possible by through donation from a gift from Tony from Arcadia. And thank you, Tony. In observance for my birthday, the other JBL speaker is aging out after 4 years of public service. And we all know the other microphone for the other JBL, just as soon as it's near cell phones, just doesn't want to work. So this new JBL came with two. See, one for him, one for me. Here you go. No karaoke. No karaoke. Because part of the precept is refrain from entertainment. But because once you look up JBL Encore, it's made for partying, and the speaker is kind of trippy because it has lights flashing at us right now, and it has even white strobes at us. If you have, what is it? What's that condition with strobe lights where people like spaz out?
Oh.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So anyways, today's my birthday. I am 37. 37 in my country, 36 in the United States. So, my country, they go by the Chinese lunar calendar. But I like the Chinese lunar calendar because adding another year gives me a sense of urgency, right? So I like to think of myself a little bit older than younger because the problem is we think we have time when we in fact don't. I like to say thank you for all of you on particularly Facebook and Instagram. Actually, everyone's been saying happy birthday. So across all of my platforms, we got text messages coming in, probably saying happy birthday too. But thank you for the warm wishes. It is very heartfelt. A lot have changed in 1 year. It's amazing. My year is actually no. Can you move that back?
Yeah.
A little bit. We're testing this so that make sure that it works, so that it's fit and suitable for public service, serving the public when we go places. One, two, 1, 2. Okay. No more. No more. By the way, this is the only joy as monks we get is the microphone. Actually, this is the only time where we can play around at the monastery. When everyone runs away, we're like, and we all mess around and scream and holler. Other than that, the teacher walks in and everyone's like, "Oh, drill sergeant time." Yeah, a lot have changed in 1 year, right? If you guys measure back last year, Um, I was 36, and then 12 months go by, and now you're like, who's this guy sitting next to him? Like, I'm being kidnapped. Please call the FBI. I'm being kidnapped by him right now. I'm being coerced against my will. It's my birthday. I can play around a little bit, right? Not get in trouble. So, fast forward a year later, here comes the emergence of a novice monk, now Venerable Lee. And he's brought so much joy to all of us around the world to embrace a Gen Zoomer, a rare Gen Zoomer who have given up everything. And the funny part is he's not just any Gen Zoomer. It wasn't like, yeah, here's Venerable Lee who sat there on the video games for the past 21 years, playing video games, and then he decided to become a monk. His story will be recorded in my biography, and later on his biography, and later down the road an autobiography, which is someone else writing for you, I think. And wait, auto means you write it, right? Who cares? Who knows? I may not live to see it. So, but he was one that he was just like the rest of us. Like, what does that mean? Us meaning like the the, the group of deviant boys, not y'all. Okay, that means I rode a motorcycle. He rode a motorcycle. Most of the friends I have rode motorcycles. I ran from cops. He ran from cops. Most of the guys I used to hang out with, just in my old days, right? In my juvenile days, not okay. Mind you, I served the court for 18 years, so I had to be of good moral character. But my point is that he didn't sit around and play with Barbie dolls all his life and then became a monk. It is a true an example that he changed and is in the process of changing under my guidance and supervision. So that's what's been going on for like all these changes. Then there's family changes within my own family where they decided to revert back into their old ways, and there's changes in his family that led him towards the path to peace. I can only imagine what the next year holds for us with the emergence of artificial intelligence, AI. Um, but I would describe that I'm aging gracefully into the new role and responsibility of a young Venerable Father. And I should put the word perhaps a young Venerable Father, because Ajahn Chah was the official Venerable Father, because he was an abbot of Wat Papong in Thailand. And he had to crack the whips on all of the Western students, that now most of them are perhaps arahants, and we all look up to them as they are scholars in Buddhism, very serious practitioner of the Thai forest tradition. So I embrace this journey voluntarily, willfully, knowingly, realizing the challenges ahead of pretty much raising a venerable son. And there's a lot of joy in it, a lot of challenge in it, and it's still going. A lot of observations using the best available science we know in human behavior, the best available science I know in causes and condition, creating the causes and condition for the middle way that is suitable for a young emerging Gen Zoomers. We all know that society did a number on Gen Zoomers. What does that mean? Well, they took their attention away. They took writing skills away. They took so many things away from Gen Zoomers in comparison to Gen Millennial. So the challenges is daunting for a millennial supervising monk to train Gen Zoomers and trying to install the necessary software, Dhamma and Chitta, for the emerging generations to understand fully, capable of understanding the Four Noble Truth, capable of understanding such instructions to cultivate leadership, assertiveness, and public speaking in order to serve the people in the forthcoming days with the emergence of AI, with the challenge of AI. So therefore, it should be noted that Venerable Lee is trying the best that he can, and I am trying to lead by example. Oh, I am leading by example. One of which example today during lunch, during a very long wait during lunch line, is I dragged my books with me, the biography of the Buddha, and Venerable Lee's book, Wide Awakening, Wide Awake, which we showed you all the other day. And so we sat there waiting for our food for 40 minutes, but we took that 40 minutes to read. I got through like six pages, zoning out and just focusing on what is important at hand. This is good conditions for Venerable Lee as he's in public, loud, obnoxious people. To get through that is equivalent to meditating in Times Square. If you can do that, then you can pretty much survive any place when you are studying or meditating. This proceeding on forward, we have that Vietnam trip coming up in November. So all of y'all who wants to go in November, I believe payment is due to Trova trip in August. And so you have 2 more months to do that. I don't even know how many people so far have signed up. I have to check in with Emily for that. Does not include administrative duties, so therefore I don't know until statistics comes in, or when she sends me an email and say we need to have a Zoom meeting for updates. So I look forward to meeting a handful of you all, perhaps a dozen of you all from across the United States who will be joining me on the trip to Vietnam. Venerable Lee is looking forward to that. Venerable Lee, myself, I think all of us looking for a really nice break to Vietnam. Much needed break with everything that's changing in the world, with our economy and everything else. It's going to be a trip of a lifetime. That is why I have so many books to review, to teach, and to organize as much as I can for the trip ahead, ready for some beautiful, profound words of the Buddha in the careful selection, hand cherry-picked selection of 84,000 teachings. That is why my reading has been quite slow, but methodical and meticulous, so that it reaches the right ear and it is designed to enlighten you. Mind you all, in the days of the Buddha, there were certain sentences that were spoken by even novice monks, and people were enlightened. I published a few of those sentences on my TikTok, and Instagram is next if I haven't uploaded to Instagram. It's quite easy as I go through the pages. I don't really have much time to write them, so I just snap a picture and then upload it onto TikTok, and then use that copy in the photos of the phone and then upload it to other social media outlet. So you all can look forward to that. Furthermore, as time passes by, I am also reviewing a lot of unuploaded, so meaning not loaded, videos in the days of yesterday. I've been teaching for 8 years, with 5 of those 8 years publicly, meaning with empirical evidence you all can observe. And there are so many videos that I have yet to upload. Venerable Lee will be actually screening them, listening to them to hear. He does a lot of listening. Basically, he's like a robot, but human. And I'm like uploading him. He's uploading himself with the ear pod in his ear daily, hour to hour, as time passes by. To understand the Four Noble Truth, the Noble Eightfold Path, to understand the teacher and tone, nature and tone, and to also do research on how I've taught before, how I'm teaching today. So he'll be doing some comparisons, research and comparisons. So in the forthcoming days, you all embrace for Venerable Lee to practice public speaking, something that all of us struggle with, including myself. I would never imagine myself in the days of yesterday because I was actually started off as an introvert kid growing up. I would never imagine myself ever having a YouTube channel because the whole world is watching, right? And I'm like, oh, hell to the no. But yet here we are. So Venerable Lee is going to need to have the exposure therapy of the art of public speaking, the cultivation and mastering the art of public speaking. Mind you all, he is a representative of Gen Zoomers, and so it is quite exceptional so far as he has held the microphone on Sunday service. And what's good for Venerable Lee is that Sunday service, not a lot of people come. So he's just like, oh, yay, it's more natural, less pressure versus how I started off. When I first started off was a bunch of yoga teachers. So they already have prior knowledge of the teachings and yogic philosophy and meditative philosophy from different religion and backgrounds. And also, when I started off public speaking, it was to geriatrics um, at the Center for Spiritual Living with the late Pastor Gary Pimpkins in Sarasota. So, yeah, imagine that. And so, all of those videos will be subsequently uploaded for all you can see in my younger days and how much I've grown over the years and is still continuing to improve myself as a young teacher. Uh, but I just wanted to give an update for everyone to look forward to. You know, we have a young talent who is stepping forward in front of the howling wind. Hold on one second. Power bank. Okay. Let me test the other one too. Okay. Testing the second microphone. All right. He is stepping towards the howling wind, bearing one's chest to embrace what is ahead, and choosing this tradition, the Theravadan, a tradition where he cannot ask for nothing. He cannot ask you all for anything except a cup of water. So it is a very heroic act, heroic virtue to sacrifice one's body, speech, and mind for the benefit of humanity, to awaken humanity. So we have a lot of work to do. What did I do today for my birthday? Nothing, actually nothing, except reading even more. And once this is all said and done and the social media is turned off, I'm going to be doing a lot more reading and walking and exercising and taking care of one's body. As I push towards 40 years old, a lot of changes in the body. And so I'm embracing that with the latest development in dieting. I now have like a special diet. Everyone knew that I've struggled with health in 2018, 19, 20. Pretty much 70% of my monkhood was, and I hid it from all of you as much as I could, but there were times where you all have seen me in the emergency room 20 different times, spanning out probably more than that, 25 times in 3 years. That's a lot of ER visits. and you all get. And at that point, I decided, well, what's the point of hiding this from them? Digestive issues and all sorts of issues, cardiology issues. Well, what's the point of hiding it from people as it is part of the First Noble Truth? So I would drag my phones with me and my laptop with me, and you all see some of the uploads live stream as there's an IV inside of me, and I'm teaching until I couldn't teach anymore. Then I rest, I wake up, and I teach even more. And then the nurses is like, "Dude, you're gonna die in here if you don't rest." And I said, "I can't rest. I have to serve the people." So as I'm pushing 40 years old, close to it, right? I'm taking health seriously, especially dieting. I think I've served for so long that I've neglected my body. I've neglected the priority of one's health, actually. So, it's good to have someone looking over me too and make sure that the Venerable is alert, alive, conscious, and breathing normally to continue serving the people. So this is also an announcement to prepare you all for the next emerging Venerable, because the purpose is he's going to be taking over 60-70% perhaps of the teachings forthcoming. So it frees up time for me to prepare and other preparations within monastic duties, administrative duties, and to finish my book, okay, and to write more books, right? Now, this is a ripening age to do so. I should not wait till 50 or 60 because life's too short to wait that long. One should act on it when one can. Um, I wanted to make official, even though Sunday I signaled to all of you that I canonized Bree from Virginia as saint under School of Jidao. So now I just wanted to give some background of justification as to why did I make her the first saint in 8 years under School of Jidao. Bree is a young woman in her 20s that reached out for counseling and advice and recommendation in life. She practices dana. She has prior knowledge of dana, which is generosity, the discourse on generosity. I need not to ask, she volunteers, willfully, knowingly, and intentionally. Donates $75 every time we spoke. Furthermore, after the conclusion and with the recent development over the past 3 months, the suspension of programs due to budget cuts, she actually thought that all programs were suspended. Well, it's local programs that have been suspended, not the one-on-one session, at least not yet. But yes, she still continued to give because she knew that we were struggling. There was a time where Novice Lee's van broke down and she says, "Is there any more I could do to help you all? Is there anything you all need at this moment?" Novice Lee had to go into a mechanic's uniform and there were oil everywhere on his body. That video will subsequently be uploaded so you all can see the old Honda van that is falling apart. And here is Novice Lee banging underneath the Honda, what was it, Odyssey? The Honda Odyssey. And I fell asleep trying to hold the light so they could see to put this oil pan underneath the Honda Odyssey. So at some point I was like this, but then I would hear the clinking of the pans. I would wake up. And I was like, "Are you guys done yet?" And it stretched for it seemed like 8 hours, but it was probably perhaps 6. It seemed forever. And there are points where I thought this is probably never going to get done, and there's probably more damage done than good done to the van. By him through her repetitive volunteer act, direct act of dana, the intention behind the act, the thoughtfulness behind the act, the thoughtfulness behind the repetitive act from such a young woman, a Gen Zoomer, qualifies her at this time in 2023 a saint by virtue of generosity. The justification comes in direct comparison to her counterparts, whereas now in society, people are not giving. So it leads to one to reflect what is the point of practicing if you don't give? Because how do you get rid of greed, anger, and ignorance of the Four Noble Truth? So if we were to check mark the box of greed, generosity would be the antidote to greed, right? Then anger, which is loving kindness, compassion, the practice of, then the Four Noble Truth. So therefore, it is a losing battle in society, where society tells you to accumulate more, me, my house, my money, my bitcoins, my life, my happiness, my husband, my wife, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, and so on. I have reflected deeply, realizing that it may cause controversy, praise, and blame as a direct result of declaring someone saint under this school of Buddhism. Now, of course, Bree's not going to run around and call herself a saint, nor declare herself saint to anyone, because she's humble. And in Buddhism, we don't really attach on to titles, nobility, who we are. We actually, it's the art of letting go. So the designation and distinction is meant as a teaching moment for the rest of the world and making an example out of Bree that we can use more and more each day. No different on the news that you've watched. So many negative news of people shooting, killing, lying, cheating, stealing from each other. And out of 10 bad news, there's one good news in there of someone giving their time, energy, and effort for the benefit of humanity. Bree would exemplify that 1 out of 10 people. It's more like 1 in a million, literally. Perhaps even more so, due to statistics that I have gathered, empirical evidence based statistics on people practicing generosity and people who not practice generosity. So I'm pretty sure there's more to say, but Bree, keep up the good work and rejoice in all of the memories that you have made, established. And again, we give rejoicing the memory of giving, knowing that the money goes to right place, right people at the right time in cultivating wellness, the four requisites of clothing, shelter, medicine for monks to continue serving the people, to continue awakening the people, shining light where there's darkness, as it is now ever before an unprecedented speed of racing, where darkness races to cover the entire world, and we're this small light trying to defeat darkness. No different than how goodness struggled to prevail over evil. Mind you all, part of my next books to read on my list. See how thick these are? Very thick. The New Evil, as I hold this one up, by so it's called Understanding the Emergence of Modern Violent Crime. because people don't practice sila in Buddhism. That's by Michael Stone and Gary Brucato, The New Evil. You can look it up on YouTube, actually. It talks about it. Then by Julia Shaw, The Science Behind Humanity's Dark Side. Okay. Why did I choose these books? Because they go hand in hand with the emergence of artificial intelligence. As the amount of books that is on over there is this high for me to read. No, that's why I'm racing against time to download the necessary software in my head to then reiterate to you all my findings of facts and what it means for humanity in the forthcoming days. I don't think I have any more announcements to make. Venerable Lee, you have any announcements?
I don't think so. Not at this time.
Putting him on the spot. So I like to conclude this session, live session for all of us. It's now 10:30. We're probably going to be reading until 12, using the maximum allotted time, and to rest properly and get ready for a victorious day. I don't attach any great meaning to my birthday or Christmas or any other holidays. It's just another day for me because there's so much to do. So you all can prepare yourself for some beach meditation when it cools down a little bit. I've been trying to fit that in and drag this new speaker out there and do some guided meditation like I always do every other year. It's been quite excruciatingly hot, which raises awareness on climate change. So in honor of a living teacher for Venerable change. So in honor of a living teacher for Venerable's birthday, you need not to make donations of money, but perhaps update your software in climate change, perhaps research into the effects and emergence of artificial intelligence and what you can do, reflect on the Four Noble Truth, keeping Sila, and how you can spread the message of Buddhism, because it is exactly Buddhism that will save humanity from each other, the decimation of one another, by and through the teachings on interconnectedness and a sense of belonging as one human race. So let us conclude tonight's session. May you all be well, be happy, be free, and always be healthy. Reflect that every day is your birthday. Every day is a birthday. In Buddhism, samsara, birth of a thought, death of a thought, birth of an emotion, death of an emotion. So therefore, every day you can start new again. Each day you can reflect on letting go, choosing happiness, choosing to let go, conscious choice, choosing that anger does not serve me, resentment, anger. You can let it go. Have a birthday, celebrate letting go, celebrate on a new life after this moment. So as for my birthday, I like to remind you all that every day is your birthday. A day well spent is a life well lived. A day well spent, so much can happen in 24 hours. Make it worthwhile. Live every day as if it is your last. Once again, be well, be happy, and always be healthy. Dedicate your body, speech, and mind for the benefit of others, as I have. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good. Until the very next time. Take care, folks.
Would you like me to have this one?
Yes, good. Thank you all on TikTok. Join us